Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm making some Halloween decorations. I'm gonna make a little house. I'm trying out paper clay for the first time. I've used air dry clay that is not the paper kind, but I've never used this paper kind, so I kind of wanted to check it out. It's like paper mache, and I can tell you the texture is papery, so no surprise there. Anyway, this is just like a little candle holder votive thing that I got at the Dollar Tree, and it looks like a pumpkin, so I'm gonna put air dry clay over the outside of it, and I'm flipping it upside down, obviously, and then I'm going to make a little house that holds a tea light. Anyway, so at this point, I'm getting a feel for this clay. And it feels a lot like the air dry clay normally does, but paperier. I thought I would have more to say about it, but it does just feel more like paper. And the texture, so the texture is like really similar, but it doesn't hold details as well. So you'll see. I'm just getting this like rolled out to, I don't know, like maybe 2 millimeters or so, just kind of feeling it out, the thickness that it should be, and I'm going to just glue it onto this glass container, which I dropped. This is like the first time of many times because it's round and it's slippery, and I kept dropping it or rolling it away. But anyways, I just put glue on the container, which is glass, by the way. Not that that's super important, but just so you know. And then I'm just trying to smooth out the clay on the exterior of the container. And air dry clay, I don't know, it's not too hard to work with in general. Like, I would say this was not particularly difficult. You can see, so I figured the texture, I was getting rid of an air bubble there. The texture, let's see. I want to say this, like the ridges of the pumpkin are telegraphing through, so, and that's what I wanted. I figured if I cover this thing in clay, then I can let the little ridges show through, so it will look like the thing that's under it. That's probably pretty obvious. I probably didn't need to say that, but anyway, I'm just smoothing this out so that you can see all these raised places and low places, and I used water and not very many tools, but it's a pretty simple process actually. And it's pretty fast too. And now I'm gonna put a little stem on the top, which I imagined, since this is going to be a house, that the stem would be like a chimney. And of course, this is like a really impractical house because you can't actually live in a pumpkin because it would rot. And that would be sad. So anyway, I made a chimney, stem chimney, and glued it on and did some joinery to get the stem to stick onto the not stem part. And I put it on a piece of paper because I wanted to be able to turn this thing and pick it up, but that ended up being not a good move. You'll see. But now I'm just like eyeballing, cutting out some eyeballs, and I did a really bad job because one of them is way further over in the face, so it's like not lined up at all. But I was avoiding the ridges, so I guess I had a reason for doing that. Anyways, I wanted this to be like a cute little kind of country creature house, so I decided it needed some, I guess you would call these window boxes. They obviously just look like really saggy eyelids. They're not eyelids, like the bags under your eyes. I don't know if there's a better word for those. Eyelids are on top. These are under eyelids, so whatever you would call these, we'll call them window boxes. I just wanted a little, this is where you can see how I screwed up. And then I had to fix it. It just stuck to the paper. So then I had to just retexture it. It was fine. The hardest thing about this was like the roundness of the pumpkin, honestly. I dropped it many times. It would roll away many times. It was kind of a pain. So, just I guess something to keep in mind if you ever want to sculpt something round. It's challenging because of the roundness. Anyway, as you can see, it does take some detail, this paper mache clay. It takes some detail and you can do some good stuff. So I'm just making this little doorway have some little stones around it. And I did a little trim job on those not eyelids, under eyelids, window boxes, because they seemed like a little too droopy, like maybe like a beagle, or Fang, you know, Fang from Harry Potter. I just watched one of those. Anyway, really, air dry clay or any clay project is all about the texture. So I'm using a ball style. It's not all about the texture. Like, it's a big texture really like makes it look a lot better. So I used a ball stylus to add kind of like vertical lines, and then I used a smaller one to add different vertical lines. And I just wanted to add a lot of texture so that this pumpkin would seem more pumpkin-like. And I didn't actually look at a pumpkin, even though there's one on my coffee table. I did not reference it because I'm lazy. I like to work from memory for whatever reason. My memory of pumpkins. So anyway, I primed it. That was Mod Podge and black paint, and then I covered it in like a million coats of orange to cover up the black. Bad choices, I don't know. And then I did a bit of sponging with a lighter orange because I wanted some variety to the colors. And I thought I should do the brighter colors on the ridges, but then I didn't actually do a very good job of that. But it was a good idea that I had because I think, I don't know. They're kind of weird ridges. Like, this isn't the most pumpkiniest looking pumpkin, but it'll do. So anyway, yeah. So now I'm just cleaning up my paint inside the doorway, and that was kind of fun and easy. And I'm using Elmer's glue to be my frosted window effect. So I don't want to be able to see inside this house because there isn't going to be anything in there except a tea light. So if you use Elmer's glue, you can swirl it around, and you don't really have to worry too much about like filling it in perfectly or leveling it. You could do kind of a sloppy job and it's fine. So it takes like a day to dry, but I think it's a pretty good option. And now I am just going through my sticks and bits to see if I can find a good stick that would work to kind of mask the fact that this thing's eye is really far over. So I just thought I would put something there, and then it would not be so obvious. So what I ended up doing is going back to the old-fashioned, not paper mache clay, just standard air dry clay, and just making some big, I guess, vines. Like, it's not really a tree, it's more like vines. And this was fun. Just making it, you know, like trying to decide what looked good and what was nice. It was pretty fun. This is a pretty easy project compared to the normal things that I do. I needed an easy one, you guys. I'm tired, I'm worn out, I'm overwhelmed. I needed like an easier thing, and this is an easier thing. So if you want to do this, like, I highly recommend it. You could do it with any clay, you don't have to use, like, I think any air dry clay would work just fine. You use what you have, or just get some air dry clay. It's really fun. And you can make things look like trees so easily just by adding lines. So you make things look like wood. And that's all I'm doing here. Do you guys like Halloween? I'm really into Halloween. I don't go too crazy on decorations, but I wanted to have something that I could put in my house that was Halloween-y, decoration-y, and I thought this would be super cute. So this is like my first thing. I have another thing planned that will be from a bottle, and you'll just have to wait and see. But I just wanted to make some of my own Halloween decor rather than relying on the stuff I get at the Dollar Tree, which is, you know, kind of basic. So this was a fun little project. I think I really like this season because it starts to cool down and you get to watch like some spooky movies, although I don't really like being scared that much, but I kind of like to be scared a little. I like suspenseful movies. So yeah, it's a good season, and I love the aesthetic. I'm big into like dark cottagecore, and that just feels Halloween-y. It just feels very atmospheric, you know. Halloween's just fun. I'm watching Harry Potter movies. I've watched the fifth? I've watched the fifth one. I have a few more to go. I'm gonna finish them all before Halloween. Those obviously have really good seasons. Here, I'm using some more natural materials. This is just like a slab of bark that I got somewhere in the wild. And I'm gonna make a little like porch covering. And sometimes this stuff, natural stuff, can be hard to work with. But you gotta just, I don't know, experiment. See what looks cool. And I'm just imagining, like, if this was a little mouse that lived in this house, this, like, totally impractical pumpkin house, they would want a little, like, porch covering, and they would probably make it from a big slab of bark, because it's sensible. I don't imagine this house would last very long in the wild. Like, when we put our pumpkins out, they last all of, like, 5 days, and then they just, like, start getting weird, you know? They start like disintegrating and weeping and doing gross things, and then the squirrels get to them and stuff. So, I mean, I don't think a mouse would really want to live in a pumpkin, or could they? I don't think they could for very long. But this is a fantastical pumpkin, obviously, because mice don't live in pumpkins anyway. No one lives in pumpkins. But, like, maybe if we could dry them. Maybe pumpkins are, like, the future. Is anyone even trying? I don't think so. Maybe they should. This will be, like, the next rammed earth house. Like, you know, you can make a house that's, like, tires and dirt. Or maybe we could grow pumpkins that are really, really big and don't rot. I'm on a bit of a tangent here. This is another earthy material. I wanted to use lots of earthy materials. This is like some kind of bark from a tree. I don't know what kind of tree. And I tried to make this work, but the problem with this surface is that it's very round. And so trying to stick things to it, the things I tried to stick to it were flat, and so they did not adhere well. So I just ripped this whole thing off. I don't know, I'm showing you, I guess, what not to do. Just showing you failure, so that you realize, you know, failure is an option, always. But I had a great idea. I got a 3D doodle pen a while ago. 3D Doodler, I think it's the brand. It's 3D printing, like before there were 3D printers. How about that? So, I figured I would make a door from this filament stuff and it's gonna follow the contour of this glass, which it did beautifully. And I figured this door would kind of just look like sticks, which I think that it does. So I'm quite proud of this little idea that I had. Thought that was pretty great. And you can paint this stuff, obviously. I don't know if I guess it's probably about the same stuff as you use in a 3D printer machine-y thing. And then you just pop the door off and then you can paint it, and it holds paint just fine. So that's what I did. I painted it, and then I painted it again because it was too bright. I'm not good at that 3D pen yet. Like, I haven't done very much with it. But I'm gonna do some stuff. I have plans, I guess. I have a lot of plans. Don't we all? And these are just acorn lids. Nope, probably not what those are called. Tops? The top of an acorn. And I thought they would make good eyelids. Awnings. They're awnings, yeah. Because this is a house, not a person. Or a jack-o'-lantern face. It's kind of that. Wonder if I could make my pumpkin this year look like this pumpkin. That'd be weird, huh? Oh, I dropped it. It rolls away a lot. Anyway, I think this is called reindeer moss. I don't know why it's called that. It's not made of reindeer. I had some of this, and then I had some little flowers left over from a build I did last year for Halloween, the Stump Hollow build. And I made little polymer clay flowers for that, and I used them for this also. This part was really fun. You just take moss and glue it on everywhere. That feels nice, and then it looks foresty. It's like forest frosting on your forest cake. Your woodland decorative creature in habitation cake. This is tea. I also threw down some leaves. I don't think this made that big of a difference. You can't see them that well. And I didn't like it that much. I probably could have edited that part out, but here are the actual flowers that I was expecting. So I stuck those in, and they kind of look like the irises? No, pupils of the pumpkin's eyes. And then I had a little mushroom from that build left over too. Anyway, here's how it turned out. And I figured I had a little ceramic mouse that was like the perfect size to claim this little house. So this was a really fun, short, pretty easy project. The thing that took the most time was the painting, honestly, because I had to paint so many layers. But it was really fun, and you guys should make your own Halloween decor if you're into Halloween, because it's really fun. And it's not too hard, and then you have it for forever. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys.